Welcome back to a new episode of Tech Tuesday. Today I'm focusing on Google Forms. It's a very versatile tool, especially when you think a bit outside the box. This is something that's been on my brain lately as I prepare to apply for Google Certified Trainer. I'm using Google Forms as the tool I'm going to use for my professional development session. I have to design a PD around a Google tool, so I decided to focus on the different ways Google Forms can be used in any content area and thought it would also make a good topic for today's episode. If you're just starting out with Forms, it's great for surveys, warm-ups, and exit tickets, or use it as a quick check-in with students during the middle of a lesson to make sure that they understand the material. The Forms homepage at forms.google.com has already created templates on most of these ideas. You can edit as needed and have something put together very quickly. Another great way to use Forms is for a flipped lesson. You can insert YouTube videos and images, allowing for students to quickly apply what they've learned or allow for them to analyze and summarize. On the Responses tab, you can see how students responded via the summary view or create a spreadsheet and be able to sort through responses as needed. However, I feel Google Forms is at its strongest with these next couple of ideas. When the quiz feature finally came around, it blew me away. Here was an easy way to quiz students and allow them to see what they got right or wrong and give them feedback. That's what I like the most about Forms in quiz mode, is the ability to provide feedback and include links to have students review material for questions that they need more help with. Some of the activities I will feature in my PD session are Choose Your Own Adventure Stories and The Amazing Race Google Style. Both of these activities involve something called response validation. This is a special feature on a question that allows for a specific answer before moving on to the next question. You'll find this in the lower right corner of a question by clicking on the 3 vertical dots and selecting Response Validation. This will only work on question types that include short answer, paragraph, or checkboxes. Here's a quick look at how you can set this up with each of these question types. I hope this gives you a good overview of Google Forms and some inspiration. If you would like to learn more, join me on Wednesday, May 29th at 2:30 p.m. in the MPHS library for digging into Google Forms. I'll leave a link to the agenda and the pre-training survey down below. And if you would like to talk more about Forms, don't forget that I'm around until the end of June, so feel free to stop by and chat about ideas for next year. I wanted to talk about this Google certification process for a minute. This has been one of the best trainings I've received since graduating with my master's degree. I think it's been around for about 2 years now, but Google created their own certification program for teachers and tech coaches or specialists like me. There are 2 levels for teachers, plus a level for trainers, and another one for what they call innovators. These are teachers who are movers and shakers in the education world and want to help with education reform. You can go through Google's free training, which will teach you everything that you want to know about every kind of Google tool. You can stop there, or you can take one of the certification exams to be recognized by Google. There is a small fee associated with each exam. You can also use Google's Applied Digital Skills site that has curated lessons with skills for students, but also prepares you for the scenario questions in the exam. These are questions which show that you have an understanding of how to apply the tools in different ways. I highly recommend taking a look at the training materials and consider the certification options. A few reminders before we close out this episode. If you watched the last 5 episodes from this season, these are episodes 13 through 17, and come up with a lesson plan for one of these lessons, you'll get 5 PD points. For today's episode, you don't have to create a lesson based on the ideas that I've shared. If one of these inspire you to create a lesson, that's great. You can find more information for getting the PD points down below. That's all for today's episode. I'll have my next episode next week, a little change, but I think that you'll be looking forward to it. At least I am. It's going to be a really special episode. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.